All right, Elena, let's talk about it. That Rams-Cardinals game from Week 2. Everyone's talking about how Matthew Stafford just showed some serious MVP-caliber stuff on that final drive. I mean, honestly, it was vintage Stafford.
Vintage is the perfect word, James. I was on the edge of my seat, yelling at the TV. It was one of those drives where you just felt it coming, Like there was no way he was letting them lose that game. The composure, the precision, it was a masterclass.
Absolutely. Down by 3, 2:07 left on the clock, no timeouts, starting from their own 25-yard line. That's the kind of scenario that separates the good from the truly great. And he just carved them up. 5 completions on 6 attempts for 74 yards. Just surgical.
And the fact that it culminates in that game-winning touchdown to Cooper Kupp, you couldn't write a better script. It's like those two just have this unspoken connection, this telepathy that activates in the clutch moments. It felt destined.
They definitely do. I mean, McVay, after the game, he was just glowing about Stafford. He called it MVP-caliber stuff. And when your coach, a Super Bowl-winning coach, says that, you know it's not just hyperbole. He talked about Stafford's calmness, his poise, his mastery. That's high praise.
It really is, and you could see it. Even earlier in the game, he had that interception, which was, a bit of a miscommunication, but he didn't let it faze him. He just reset, stayed focused, and when it mattered most, he delivered. That mental fortitude is a huge part of what makes someone MVP stuff.
That's such a critical point. You see a lot of quarterbacks, especially young guys, let an early mistake rattle them for the rest of the game. Stafford? He just files it away. It's like, okay, that happened. Now, how do I win this game? That's the mindset of a true veteran, a guy who's been in those situations countless times.
And the throws themselves were just chef's kiss. That 25-yarder to Kupp, threading the needle right where only Kupp could get it. Then the 18-yarder to Puka Nacua, who's just been an absolute revelation this season. He's making these young guys look even better because he's putting the ball exactly where it needs to be.
Yeah, those throws weren't just completions. They were perfectly placed, high-leverage throws. The kind that keep drives alive, that frustrate defenses because they're doing everything right and Stafford's still finding a way. It's not just arm talent, it's the anticipation, the understanding of coverage, the touch.
Right? And Puka Nacua, when asked about Stafford, called him just a pure baller. I love that. It's simple, but it captures the essence. There's no frills, no unnecessary drama, just pure football talent and the ability to execute when it absolutely counts.
A pure baller. That's actually a great way to put it. Stafford's never been the flashiest guy in terms of media attention or off-field persona. He just shows up, does his job, and often, that job involves slinging it in high-pressure situations to win games. He just has that quiet intensity about him.
And Kupp's comments, I think, were even more telling. He said, "I trust him with my life." How often do you hear a receiver say that about their quarterback? He also mentioned Stafford's consistency in his demeanor, whether they're up by 20 or down by 3 in the final minutes. That speaks volumes about his leadership.
That's the ultimate compliment, isn't it? I trust him with my life. That's not just about football, that's about character. And the consistent demeanor? That's what allows his teammates to stay calm too. If your quarterback is panicking, everyone else starts to get jittery. Stafford is the anchor in the storm.
Exactly. He instills that confidence. When you have a guy like that under center, you always feel like you have a chance, no matter the score or how much time is left. It reminds me a lot of what Tom Brady used to do, just that unwavering belief that he could orchestrate a comeback.
That's a strong comparison, and I think it's warranted for these clutch moments. Stafford has a long history of fourth-quarter comebacks. We saw it consistently in Detroit, even when the team around him wasn't always top tier. But his Super Bowl run with the Rams in 2021, that was built on these kinds of drives too, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Think about the NFC Championship game against the 49ers. He made crucial throws in that fourth quarter to seal the win. Or even in the Super Bowl against the Bengals, that final drive. Kupp, again, was a huge part of it, but Stafford was the one making those pinpoint passes with everything on the line. He's been there, done that, and got the ring to prove it.
That Super Bowl drive in particular was so clutch. The no-look pass, the pressure, the defense knowing exactly what's coming, and he still executes. This latest drive against the Cardinals just reinforces that he hasn't lost that touch. He's still got that it factor.
It's funny, sometimes I feel like Stafford still doesn't get the credit he deserves. People talk about Mahomes, Burrow, Allen for their clutch performances, and rightfully so, they're incredible. But Stafford? He quietly, consistently does this. He's been doing it for years.
He really has. I think part of it is the narrative of his career. So many years in Detroit, where the team context often overshadowed his individual brilliance. But now, with a Super Bowl under his belt and still performing at this level, I think he's finally getting the recognition he deserves as one of the truly elite clutch quarterbacks in the league.
Definitely. And for the Rams, this early season performance, especially a drive like that, is huge for momentum. It's not just a win, it's a statement. It tells the team and the rest of the league that even if things look grim, they've got a guy who can pull them out of it.
It builds that invaluable locker room belief. When you know your quarterback can deliver under extreme pressure, it elevates everyone else's game. The defense feels like they just need one stop. The offense knows if they get the ball back, Stafford will make something happen. That's the intangible value of MVP stuff.
That's what you pay the big bucks for, right? That ability to transcend the play call, to just make a play when there might not even be one there. And he does it with such calmness, too. No frantic energy, no forcing it, just poised execution.
Exactly. I was watching that drive and thinking about the physical toll that kind of pressure must take, but also the mental one. To process all that information, identify the soft spots in the coverage, and then deliver a perfectly weighted ball, all in a matter of seconds, with the game on the line? That's peak athleticism, both mental and physical.
It's a different kind of strength, isn't it? Not just arm strength, but the strength to handle that moment. And the way he distributes the ball, too. It wasn't just force it to cup. He found Nakua, he kept the defense guessing just enough to open up those windows. It was strategic brilliance.
Absolutely. It's not a one-trick pony. He's scanning, he's processing. And it's a testament to the offensive line giving him just enough time and the receivers running their routes perfectly. But Stafford is the conductor of that orchestra, making sure every instrument plays its part in harmony.
Yeah, and I think it also bodes well for the Rams season. After last year's struggles with injuries and everything, seeing Stafford come out like this, still showing that elite clutch gene, it has to give fans a lot of hope. It says, we're still here and we still have a legitimate shot if our QB is playing like this.
Definitely. It changes the whole outlook. You see him making those plays and you start to wonder, how far can this team go if Stafford continues to play at this MVP stuff level? Because honestly, if he keeps this up, the Rams are going to be a very dangerous team. That drive against the Cardinals wasn't just a win, it was a blueprint for their success this season.
I couldn't agree more. That feeling of invincibility, that quiet confidence, it radiates from him. It's contagious. And watching it unfold, you just know you're witnessing something special. That's what makes sports so captivating, isn't it? Those moments when a player just elevates everyone around them.
It really is. And Matthew Stafford, on that Sunday, delivered one of those truly special moments. It was a reminder to everyone why he's a Super Bowl champion and why he deserves to be in the conversation with the best quarterbacks in the league, especially when the game is on the line. It was an absolute joy to watch.
Absolutely, James. It truly was. And I, for one, can't wait to see what other MVP stuff he has in store for us this season. Thanks for breaking it down with me.
My pleasure, Elena. Always a great discussion. And to all our listeners, keep an eye on Stafford and the Rams. This season just got a lot more interesting.